Hey everybody, Kevin here, WQ9F. Thanks for joining me today here on WQ9F Ham Radio, where we talk about ham radio gear, news, reviews, and most importantly, getting on the air. Today, I am out here at Illinois Beach State Park, Park Kilo 1000. If you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that this is probably one of my favorite parks, if not my most favorite park. It's not my closest. It took about 45 minutes to get here this morning, but I left pretty early, so I was able to beat most of the workday traffic. It is a beautiful day out, so I'm pretty excited to get on the air. I'm just going to be out here for a little bit in the morning because this park does tend to get busy, especially now that it's getting nice out. It's Friday, so I expect there to be families out here, people coming out for walks. There's a campground here. So I expect this park to start to get a little bit busy as we get more into the day. It's about 9:15 right now, so it's still a little early. So we're going to go ahead. I'm actually set up, and we'll run through the equipment here, and then we're going to go ahead and get this park on the air. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit the like button if you like this video. I'd appreciate it much. If you have not subscribed to the channel, the most important thing, hit that subscribe button down below. Now that it's summertime, I do plan on having a lot more content come out in the summer, and I'd like to be able to share it all with all of you. The last thing, if you have any questions, comments, things you want to see on the channel in the future, go ahead and put them in the comments down below. As far as the channel goes, I do have quite a few plans for videos coming up. I've got a mystery box from Main Trading Company sitting at home right now that they were selling during Dayton. It was their Dayton special, and they guaranteed it would have a radio in it. It was only a $50 mystery box, so we'll see what kind of radio they put in it. I've got several antennas that I would like to try out. We have field day coming up here in a couple weeks. This weekend is actually the ARRL digital contest, so I might be pop up live for a little bit there, maybe Saturday night. So I do plan on participating in the contest. On top of our normal Parks on the Air activations, I want to try and do a little bit more digital over the summer here when I do my park activations, just to give everyone an opportunity. We might do a little bit of digital here today as well, since I do have my laptop. And, just some fun videos, some builds, some antenna work, trying out some new antennas, and, especially maybe some ham fest. So it'll be a fun summer. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to make sure I share it with all of you as well. Now let's go ahead and we'll get on the air. All right, so here's the equipment that I'm using today. A little bit different than some of the equipment I've used in years past. Right here, I have an antenna set up. This is the Buddistick Pro Antenna. Right here, it is a mid-mounted coil, telescoping whip on top. Here we have coils. There are coil with, they call them coil clips. These coil clips right here allow us to change bands. I currently have clips set up for 40, 20, and 10 meters. And then I can fine-tune each of the bands by just raising and lowering the whip to my desired frequency. This becomes more important once we get down here to like 40 meters, where our bandwidth is going to be fairly low. So if I want to move up or down the band, I'm going to have to do some adjusting. Down here, it's all set up. We have this nice tripod. This is all part of the kit. The big thing to remember, and this is kind of a hint here, try to make sure you keep some adapters on hand if you're going to be doing portable work. This antenna uses a BNC connector. My radio that I'm using does not use BNC, it uses UHF connectors. So I tend to make sure that I try, because I've been using this antenna more and more, I just keep this adapter connected to my coax, and then my coax comes back here right to my radio. This antenna does use a tuned counterpoise. That counterpoise does have to be elevated. If you don't have it elevated, it's not the end of the world. It'll still work if you toss it on the ground. It just isn't going to work as well. So for that, I just have the counterpoise set up back here. It is, I have enough of this counterpoise wire extended for 20 meters. And if you have a Buddistick Pro, you'll know that this is probably one of the smartest things I've ever seen. They actually have markers for the different bands to let you know how much counterpoise you need to extend. So like this is for 17 meters, or 15 meters. This is for 17. And if I keep coming back, blue is for 20. So I've extended enough counterpoise here for 20 meters. Come back to my operating table here, just set up at a picnic out here at beautiful Illinois Beach State Park. You can see it's not very busy. There's my car. There's one other car here right now. Most of the people that are here in the morning are here walking their dog, going for walks, stuff like that. So this brings me back to my operating table. This is a radio I picked up last year. This is the Icom IC7200. Now this is done up in this kind of OD green color. This was a special offered by Gigaparts at one time where you could get an IC7200 and they were setting them up into different colors. They had an OD green, they had safety orange, and then they had two different versions of camo, a traditional camo, and I think they had a digital camo. I picked this up from a local ham. I saw it on, I think I was on QRZ, and it just so happened that they lived like 5 miles from me. So I picked this up and I've used it I've been using it a couple times now. So during the month of May, I was trying to get myself familiarize myself with digital activations. All of last year, I didn't really do any digital. I think maybe one or two. So the entire month of May, I've been doing FT8 and FT4 activations. So I've been doing FT8 and FT4 activations to kind of just familiarize myself again with the setup and the process and things like that. This radio right here that I picked up is great for that purpose because just like the Icom 7100 and the 7300, this radio has a built-in sound card. So that all that means, I have one USB cable. This USB cable right here connects to the radio right on the back, and this USB cable provides me with cat control as well as to be able to use digital modes all right from my computer. So it's nice that it's all built in. This is a 100 watt HF and 6 meter radio. It's been working great. I've used it for single sideband. I've used it for mostly digital, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's nice because it's kind of rugged, and it already had these rails put on, as well as towards the back here you can see these really big heat sink rails right here. Help kind of protect the radio for moving it around and things like that. On the back side of the radio here, we have just our normal connections. I have my coax connected. Here's that USB cable, and I have a power connection. We do have a couple other connections back here. We have one for a tuner. We have our ground spade. Here we have one for remote, external speaker. And then down here we have one for ALC, send. We also have one for our key and an accessory, a 13-pin accessory port. Now I'm using my 20 amp hour Bioenno. I have learned that using this radio to do FT8, this radio sucks down power, a lot of it. Especially doing FT8, since FT8 is a pretty intense digital mode where it's an all or nothing. So you're either putting out 0 power or you're putting out full power, or whatever you have your power set to. Unlike when we're using, say, single sideband, where your power fluctuates with your voice or with your modulation. So using a 20 amp hour battery and just doing single sideband, I can operate with 100 watts for at least 5, 6, 7 hours. Maybe 5, 6 hours. When I did the Wisconsin QSO party, I was operating portable with the 20 amp hour battery, and I only used about 10 amp hours operating for about 4 hours. On the other hand, if I'm operating FT8 with this battery and this radio, I will go through 10 amp hours operating between 60 and 75 watts of FT8. I'll go through that in a little over an hour. So it's really making me a little more conscious about the battery conservation and watching my power, things like that. Also, I'm glad I have a backup battery. So out here I've got my radio. I have my laptop. For my laptop, I use a MacBook Pro. A couple things while I'm out here. One, I use Rumlog NG. This is a logging software for Macintosh. It works really good. It does offer some cat control, so like it will read my mode and frequency. It also interfaces with WSJTX very easily, and things like that. It'll also, I use my phone here as a hotspot, so I have some internet connectivity. It will fill in it'll pull from like QRZ and things like that, and it will fill in names and locations and stuff like that. So this is my setup for today. This is what I've been using for a little bit now, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm already good for 20 meters. My SWR is good on 20 meters because I've checked it before with this antenna setup, and I'm resonant right about 14,225. But if I go all the way up the band to like 14,350, which is the end of 20 meters, I'm below 2 to 1. So we're ready to go now. I'm just going to go ahead and find a clear spot. I'm going to spot myself, call CQ, and see if we can make some contacts here on 20 meters. CQ, CQ, CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Whiskey, Quebec, 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air, Park Kilo, 1000.
November 4, Sierra Alpha X-ray.
November 4, Sierra Alpha X-ray, 5 and 5 here in Illinois today. Copy 5 and 7 Florida. Thanks for hunting today and have a great weekend. 73.
73.
QRZ, Whiskey, Quebec, 9 Foxtrot, Parks on the air.
Victor Echo 5, X-ray uniform.
Victor Echo 5, X-ray uniform, 5 and 7 here in Illinois today.
Roger, Roger, Kevin. You're 5 and 7. 57 into Sugar Kilo 2. 1,000. A nice even number, Roger.
Yeah, copy, copy. Nice, easy one to say. Glad to put you in the log. It's been a while, so hope you have yourself a great weekend.
Yeah, sunny and bright here after so much rain and cloud. I hope you have a good weekend too there, Kevin. 73.
Copy that. It's sunny and beautiful out here by the lake today. Thanks for the contact, and hopefully we'll work you again soon. 73. QRZ, Whiskey, Quebec, 9 Foxtrot, Parks on the air.
Kilo Golf 4, Whiskey X-ray uniform.
Kilo Golf 4, Whiskey X-ray uniform, 5 and 9 here in Illinois today.
All righty, about 5-8 here in Middle Tennessee. Thanks.
Thank you for 58 in Tennessee, and hope you have a great weekend. 73. QRZ, Whiskey, Quebec, 9 Foxtrot, Parks on the air.
Kilo X-ray 4, Oscar Bravo.
Kilo X-ray 4, Oscar Bravo, 5 and 8 here in Illinois today.
QSL, you're 5-6 here in Talladega, Alabama.
Copy the 56 in Alabama. Thanks for the contact today, and hope you have a great weekend. 73.
73.
QRZ, Whiskey, Quebec, 9 Foxtrot, Parks on the air.
Kilowatt 2, Charlie, Mike, Charlie.
Kilo 2, Charlie, Mike, Charlie, 5 and 5 here in Illinois today.
Roger, you're about a 3-3, a 33 into Tampa, Florida.
Copy, copy the 3-3-33. Thanks for hunting today and have a great weekend. 73.
33, and thank you for the park.
QRZ, Whiskey, Quebec, 9 Foxtrot, Parks on the air. The frequency is in use. The frequency is in use. Apparently the frequency in use doesn't mean anything. So I'm not going to lie, before I started recording and got on 20 meters here, I was on 40 meters already once this morning from the park, and I already got 35 contacts on the log, plus one on 6-meter FT8. So I already have the park activated. I'm going to keep calling CQ, so we got 5 already, but I was kicked off the frequency. Hopefully this new frequency will get us a couple more contacts.
November 5, Tango Radio, Mobile.
Whiskey November 0 Zulu, India Bravo.
Kilo 9 Golf Lima Sierra.
Whiskey Bob, Tango Papa.
Kilo Delta 2 Golf Echo Juliet.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Romeo Quebec.
Whiskey 4 Echo Delta November. Whiskey 4 Echo Delta.
Whiskey Bravo 5, Whiskey Alpha Juliet.
Fox to Fox, Kilo Charlie 1 November Delta Quebec.
Kilo 7 Sierra Echo November.
Hotel November Lima.
Kilo Golf 5 and Papa Juliet to Golf.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my activation here. I'm hoping to get 100. We're at about 83 QSOs right now. I've got a little more time, even though I said I wanted to be out of here at 10:30, and it's 10:30 now. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my QSO, or finish up my contacts, finish up my activation, and it will, you know, it was a good day. I'm at a park, and it's beautiful and sunny out, so how can it not be a good day? Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If there's anything you want to see on the channel again, go ahead and put them in the comments down below.